All right, good evening, my friends. I've been studying the Society of Actuaries excess death numbers, and a new leak has come out from Edward Dowd. Preliminary Society of Actuaries excess death numbers for group life claims in units for Q4 by month excess to baseline. Report comes out in May, and he got a leaked advanced copy. The 0 to 44 age range, October plus 13%, November plus 21%, December plus 43%. And that seems high, but some people would say, well, normal mortality for that age range is about 0.15%, and 44% higher than that is like 0.22%. And I'm like, dude, you're talking about 5 or 6 thousand people dying above normal. I mean, yeah, you don't really give a shit about them, right? They don't mean anything. They all have families and loved ones, right? Callous bastards. Um, in the 45 to 64 age range, October plus 4%, November plus 16%, and December plus 35%. And the media doesn't give two shits about this at all. They just pretend it's not happening, it's totally normal. No big deal, right? They ignore it long enough and it'll go away, right? I don't think so. And Edward Dowd is being told January and February are higher than December. Now, full disclosure, December, January, and February are higher mortality months just because it's winter and there's cold and flu going around, pneumonia, etc. So we call this acceleration on Wall Street, and it's a big problem. His source is an industry insider. Additionally, the incident report has the all dash other slash unknown category above baseline for years 2020, 21, and 22 as the following: 2020 plus 9%, 2021 plus 10%, 2022 plus 30%. In other words, cause unknown. Okay, he's pimping his book. Nice plug there. So the total Q3 2022 was as follows: 0 to 44 plus 25%. My God. And then 45 to 64 fared a little better, only plus 7%. Again, these are all tragedies, my friends. This is an interesting graph farther down in the comments. This is excess deaths in the country of Japan, highly vaccinated, I might add. The red line is basically the month. It's basically the number of deaths in Japan, 160,000. Again, I don't know what their baseline is, but we're going to kind of take a look. This is Japan, so let's kind of skip ahead to just 2022 here. Maybe I should have done that in advance. So the little red pluses are above the upper bound for excess deaths. So this green line is that upper bound threshold for excess deaths. And as you can see, there are many, many weeks. This is weeks of the year where it is above that. So excess mortality, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Strange outlier in the summer. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. It's almost half the year that they've been in the above upper bound threshold for excess deaths. Nothing even close to the lower bound. A few expected number of death weeks, but all in all above normal. Japan, not good. Bird flu, this is Daily Mail, by the way. Bird flu has mutated to infect people. Oh no. Plan to hear a lot about that in the next few months if this one gets off the ground. I'm thinking it's going to fizzle out like monkeypox, which basically was an STD, and then once people kind of figured that out, that one kind of disappeared. Interesting. The murder hornets kind of went away quickly too. Also, very strange. And Marburg, they focus group that as well. Didn't take off. I think they even tried Ebola, but that didn't work as well. So now they're trying bird flu. Fear porn. So fresh pandemic fears as scientists on ground zero in Cambodia find H5N1 strain that killed an unfortunate 11-year-old girl. And it has evolved to infect human cells better. Not sold on this one yet. Now, Cambodia does have H5N1 bird flu endemic to its country. They kind of skip over that part, but it's unfortunate for this child. Rip. Now, the globalists would love a nicely human transmissible strain of bird flu because it has a mortality rate of 50%. I mean, Klaus Schwab and Bill Gates are probably getting massive boners thinking about that. 4 billion people wiped out. Oh, man. That would be amazing. Now, these globalists probably do have a vaccine for this, but we won't get it. They will. This is more fear porn, this time by the CDC. The CDC says it's in a posture of readiness amid fears. The H5N1 bird flu is poised to jump to humans. It kind of did. It's not really that effective yet. And reveals there are several vaccines and drugs in the works. Yeah, I'm going to pass on that, CDC. I still have trust issues with you. And I don't give a shit about what the FDA has to say, or the NIH, or just about anybody in the federal government. They can all fuck right off, okay? I'm a Floridian, bitches. Let's go. So their national testing capacity is also being built up in case the H5N1 strain spills over. Not likely, but again, I don't know who's doing what gain of function bullshit where. It's very interesting. Knowing what we know now, all of a sudden, everything looks suspect. So blah blah blah, CDC flat-footed with COVID, and China sold it like it really was bad. It was just a bunch of bullshit. The whole late 2019, early 2020 coverage. Now I remember seeing it, and it was bad. People just dying, quote, dying in the streets, and people basically dressing up like they're going into a fucking a fucking gas chamber to go walking on the street. But that was all bullshit. So keep your eye out on this one. Okay. National testing capacity. I would love to know what that entails. I hope it's not the PCR test, because that is fucking terrible. Okay, blah, blah, blah. Posture of readiness. Now, this is some very curious things that are down in the bottom of this article here. So, blah, blah, blah. COVID, late 2019, lockdowns. They would love to do that again. They'd love to lock us down for 10 straight fucking years and then roll out the Great Reset. But I got a feeling that people have said, no, enough's enough. You tried once, you failed, you're all full of shit. We don't believe you. So, Dr. Barnes, who's with the CDC, says they were in talks with the FDA about developing a specific test for H5N1, which is probably woefully inaccurate, either in-house or with the help of commercial companies. And we're continuing to look at vaccine effectiveness, safety, immunization systems. So, added that several drug vaccine candidates had already been highlighted, and he expects them to provide strong protection. Huh. Imagine that. What are the odds of that? The sequence analysis that we're doing currently indicates most of these strains are antiviral treatments, would be very effective against them. Yeah, I do not believe that in a fucking minute. So 99% of them would be a good candidate to be mitigated by antiviral treatments, which will probably kill you in 3 years, but they won't tell you that feature. And then we have candidate vaccine viruses for this strain, and it was added to manufacture and given to manufacturers in early 2022. Why, that is very curious timing indeed. And there hasn't been an outbreak. Hold on, there's a nice graph in here. Let's see if we can pull it up real quick on the number of bird flu cases in the world. Okay, there were 10 in 2016 and maybe about 10 more total. Curious. So, the candidate vaccine virus and then mink H5 are 100% identical for the part that matters, HA1. So that's likely a good candidate. No, you got away with one psyop. That's all I can handle. So, thanks for watching. Prepare for the worst. Don't buy into any of this fear porn. And pick up some non-perishable food, my friends. God bless.